okay? And we find those. So we find those toxins in a lot of different products. So we can be, you know, the foods that we eat, or like the personal hygiene products, you know, the things that we put on our skin. And so our skin is one of our largest organs, and so a lot of those toxins get absorbed. And so we don't think about that. And then the other way that we get toxins is from the air that we breathe, our municipal water system, so the tap water. So you're gonna find a lot of sediments like plastic, carcinogens, VOCs. And so even in our environment, in our household, sometimes we don't think about maybe the Glade plug-in or the aerosol sprays that we use. So, you know, we're just inhaling all that. Even, you know, this last year, you know, what, you know, people have been doing, you know, wiping down the counters with Lysol, bleach, you know, the sanitizers. So a good example is, you know, sometimes we think about, you know, even this hand sanitizer here. So it's aloe vera. You think this is really great. You know, it's natural, vitamin E. It says organic. And so, you know, you can definitely think that this is great. But then once you look at the ingredients, and so have you guys looked at the toxic ingredient list on there? So it's a long list. So, you know, really common toxic ingredients that you find in food and beverages. And then we have non-food items. So I'm looking on there. So there's ammonium. There's glycerin. There's fragrance. You know, a lot of products that say fragrance, very toxic. Then also it has glycol. It has some of these I can't even pronounce. So, and that's where you think like, yeah, this is, and you put this on your skin, it's gonna dry your skin out, it's gonna be absorbed right into your hands. And then you think about, you know, going to the grocery store, how they're spraying these with commercial cleaners, and they probably don't get dried out completely. And so you're pushing that cart for 45 minutes into the store, grocery store, and so you're in contact there. And then, you know, even with, we look at masks, you know, especially surgical masks is one of those that we don't think about, but, you know, just because of how it's made of polypropylene material. And so, you know, there's been an estimate that, you know, within a year, you probably consume you know, like a credit card size of plastic, you know? And so just all these plastic materials that and so when you breathe about maybe like 1,000 breaths within an hour, so 24,000 breaths within a day. So you don't think about how, you know, that is just adding up to the toxic load, you know? And so, and then, you know, right now, even cosmetic industry is like a multi-billion industry, especially with young ladies, young adults, you know, they're adding a lot of foundations, the primers, the lipsticks, you know, all these things, and you know, they're buying a lot of this products, and it's especially because of social media, influencers. But you don't think about like, oh, okay, if you're wearing that makeup, those primer, and you still wear a mask, you know, it starts to rub off onto that mask, and then you increase your toxic load because you're just inhaling that all day, and so you don't think about that. So, and my sister, she sometimes wears makeup in her job. She'll cover that in makeup, and I tell her all the time, it's like, don't even wear makeup, you know. But you think like, okay, I might have to take it off and I want to look nice, but it's not worth it. Or if you're going out to a date and they tell you to wear the mask before you can sit down, and then you can take it off, but you're just rubbing all that makeup onto that mask. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to make a couple different things. I was going to make chapstick, but I forgot the beeswax. Okay, so when you look at all these ingredients, it almost looks like it's like I'm going to cook something. You know, these are things that you have in your household. So you have your baking soda, your Castile soap, you have your coconut oil, really great antifungal, you know, really healthy oil to cook with. You have you know, just arrowroot instead of using cornstarch to thicken things. So shea butter, olive oil, vinegar, so really simple ingredients. And then we have essential oils. And I don't know, how many do you guys use essential oils at home? Okay, that's great. So this is gonna be a lot better, especially if you wanna diffuse something, diffuse your home, you know, so you get that fragrance, the essential oils. And so let's do, I like a simple one. Let's do like a window cleaner. So it's just white vinegar and distilled water, and then essential oils. So I didn't get a lot of water. So if I'm gonna get water from there. Oh wait, actually, this one that's already halfway. So I'm just gonna dump out like a third out of this and put it into one of these ones. So just anyone make their own cleaning products at home. So a couple, that's great. So, and we can do, and then a lot of people don't like the smell of vinegar, but with essential oils, you know, because they're just really concentrated forms, you really don't smell the vinegar, okay? And then you can add, so I like lemon. Lemon's really great just because it's really good at sanitizing. So just lemon. And then you just put like, maybe like 10 drops in there. And then I like using the glass containers instead of plastic. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10. And then we're just gonna mix that. And so we're also gonna make deodorant. And so when you look at deodorant, how many of you use like a natural deodorant already? Okay, good, all right. How many use deodorant that has aluminum? Okay, so antiperspirant, okay. So antiperspirant, you think about that, so that has aluminum in there. And so you're putting that right onto your skin, and then that ends up being, can definitely cause some hormonal imbalances, endocrine disruptor. So, and then yeah, so you just give it a little shake. And just because it's, you know, the vinegar actually helps emulsify it a little bit better. So if it's straight water and oil, you would have to give it a little shake before using it. And so that's it. Okay, all right, really simple. And then you can put a label on it, you know, and then just write window cleaner. Okay, we're gonna make,
where do you get those bottles and labels?
so yeah, so the bottles, you can find these on Amazon, okay? We also have, you can get one of those, the amber color ones. So if you want to protect the oil that's in there too. And then my olive oil is in the, oh no, I mean my coconut oil. Should I go get that?
You can go get it.
Okay, let me go get that really quick. So,
There's already water in there. It's already made up.
okay, so when you're making the deodorant, I think on the instructions it doesn't tell you to heat it up, but if it's a solid, I would warm it up a little bit so it's actually melted versus it being solid. And so I'm just gonna pour this in. So I'm making a double batch, so that way you guys can take some home.
What are you making?
Sample. So deodorant.
Okay.
So the deodorant on here on your recipe. Okay, so 8 tablespoons of coconut oil. So I'm doing a double batch. So I'm gonna do so 4 ounces. 4 ounces would be 16 tablespoons. Okay, and then we're adding the baking soda. So I'm double batch. So I'm doing half. So actually, this is the arrowroot. So I'm gonna pour that in there. And then arrowroot's really gonna help thicken it up. So I'm just gonna get it started. And then the arrowroot. And then it's just gonna be your essential oils. So there's a lot of different combinations that we can use. We could use like lavender, ylang-ylang. We can add tea tree oil. Some people like, you can even put charcoal, you know, and that will help too to make more like help detox too.
You can just buy the charcoal, the capsules, and just.
Yeah, and mix that in there. So, and then you use activated charcoal in your toothpaste too.
Does that stain your clothes?
So yeah, so if you're wearing black clothes, the activated charcoal, it will leave some residue, but it washes off. Yeah. Okay. All right. And then, I don't know, what essential oil should I use for this deodorant? Lavender, okay. So right now it's more like a paste, but once it cools down, it'll become a solid, okay?
Do you have to keep it in the fridge or?
You don't have to keep it in the fridge. And so what you can also do, you can buy on Amazon some empty deodorant containers, or once you finish, maybe if you purchase like a natural one, once you're done using it, you can twist it down and then you can just fill one of these up. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna just put lavender.
George, how long does that last? Like
The
one
deodorant, the batch. Oh, I guess it's just the shelf life. No, so it has a long shelf life because these are shelf-stable ingredients. So like the arrowroot, the baking soda, the essential oils. So you don't have to worry about it, going bad or anything. Okay. And so I'm just gonna put this lavender in here. And so on the recipe says 2 to 3 drops, but you can just do as many as you want. But I wouldn't put too many because they're really concentrated forms, so a little bit goes a long way. We could probably put a little bit more. Let's do a little bit of tea tree oil. And so in your resource, on one of the pages, it has, see where it's the floor cleaner. So it has some examples, like lemon is going to be really great for disinfecting, removing bad odor. Melaleuca is really cleansing and really helps disinfect. Lemongrass is really great for removing negative air and cleansing. Like wild orange is going to be more uplifting. So any citrus oils are going to be uplifting. And then peppermint is really refreshing. So, peppermint, like making a peppermint toothpaste. All right, so this is already starting to thicken up a little bit more. But yeah, you can also just put them into a little container and then just apply it that way too. Okay. All right. And then we're gonna do. So when I clean like the floors, I make my own floor cleaner, and so we can use just like vinegar, lukewarm water, some essential oils, and then if you have wood floors, you can even put a little bit of olive oil just to kind of give it a little bit of shine, or use olive oil as your like furniture polish.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's see. So we're gonna do another one. I was gonna make toothpaste, but I gotta clean up the bowl first. And I'll probably do the toothpaste while Dr. Rosie's doing her portion. So, and your other resource. So you have recipes here, and then you have recipes on this one, so in the back. So I don't know if you guys saw some of those. Okay. So let's do air freshener. Okay. We can use that in the car. We can use that at home. So it's just water and then just a combination of different essential oils. Okay. And I'm thinking. So I'm gonna use some of this water over here. And so when you're looking for essential oils, you want to look for a good source. So a lot of these oils are sourced from different parts of the world. And so you want to find something that's pure. doTERRA is a really great brand because they, you can each actually some of them have like supplemental fats in the back. So if it has supplemental fats, it's something that you can actually use internally. Okay, but you want to be really careful, because these are so concentrated. You just don't. You want sometimes dilute these for, you know, using them internally, okay? So we're just gonna do a combination of citrus, lavender. So we'll do like 5 drops of each. 5. Orange. I think I'm almost out of this one. And then I'll pass these around so you guys can kind of smell them.
It's right here by the bowl. See the
Oh, okay.
bowl?
That's how you can become. Alright, so I'll pass these around so you guys can.
Hey George,
Yeah.
why do you need a glass bottle but it has plastic internal things?
Yeah, I mean, it is gonna have some plastic there, but I mean, if you think about like if you're using a plastic bottle and maybe you have it in a warm area, you know, you're gonna get a little bit of those plastic that goes into your cleaner too. So, but I mean, yeah.
That's a great question. So, oil is in the plastic and it attracts any like toxins. And so it's just better putting glass anytime you have any product. I don't know who asked that.
But it's got
But
a plastic pumper and a plastic.
So I mean, you do the best that
Reduced
you.
it greatly.
Yeah, so it reduces it greatly, but you know, you try to find that middle ground too. So, you know, especially when you think about the stuff that you use, you know, you kind of figure out, okay, you know, I'm gonna do the best that you can, and it's definitely a journey, like little by little, just making smart choices. Okay. So I don't know if you guys want to pass it around and you can just kind of smell it, see how that smells. So like that one has like lavender, all the citrus smells. And then this one has the vinegar, so you can kind of.
This was the air freshener.
That's the air freshener, okay?
What did you add?
So lemon, wild orange, lime. Smell good. I'd probably put a little bit more lemon in this one. I don't know.
So the cleaning vinegar, that's too concentrated, it's too strong?
Well, some people don't like the smell of vinegar, so.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So.
When we get 2 times, we get the big bottles, but they also like spices.
Oh, so she's asking which vinegar, because there are some different vinegars marketed for cleaning.
To cleaning, yeah.
Yeah.
So I just got just white distilled vinegar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Does the water have to be distilled for the
Um,
products?
No, but it will work out better for when you mix them ingredients. Yeah, and especially when it comes to water, you know, definitely, you know, try to use you know, filtered water. So I don't know how many have some kind of filtration system in your home.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, you know, reverse osmosis is going to be really great, just because it's going to go through like 5 different steps in order to clean out that water. And so, and then especially if you're drinking reverse osmosis water, you're not going to have any of those minerals. So you're going to re-mineralize that water, and then, you know, you can just add a little pinch of salt in there. But, you know, just try to avoid that. And especially when you think about in your shower, you know, some people like to shower with hot water. So think about, like, okay, if it has fluoride, it has other like heavy metals, other carcinogens, you know, and you're showering in hot water and that steam, you know, it's all gonna vaporize and you're gonna inhale a lot of that. And it's gonna go right into your body. So, and then, you know, like your shower curtain, if you're using like a vinyl or some kind of polyester shower curtain, you know, that's also gonna, some of those plastics are, you know, just warming up that shower, it's, you know, you're gonna inhale some of those aerosols. Okay. And so, yeah, let me see if I can pour some of these. Oh, I just put it in my finger. I'm gonna put a little, I only put like 3 drops. Let me put a little bit more lavender, so that way I can pass this around. So did anyone come to our detox project?
Yeah.
Detox project? Okay.
Yeah, I'll have someone, you know.
Yeah, I still have some in my nose. Did I get it?
Yeah, we have those.
All right, so I'm gonna put this into a container so we can pass that around. All right, and then Dr. Rosie's also gonna have you guys try some bone broth and some green juice. So one of the things that we want to do is really support our detox pathways. Sometimes, you know, a lot of people want to detox too quickly, and so we want to make sure that we're doing it nice and slow. And we also look at it when it comes to detox. We want to look at it as a funnel. Okay, you know, sometimes a lot of people want to detox, you know, at a cellular level, but sometimes we have to start, you know, from the bottom. So if there's, you know, if you're not have your regular bowel movements, you know, there's constipation there, so you don't want to start unloading a lot of toxins and there's nowhere to go. Okay, and so sometimes you have to start, you know, in your digestive system and start into the liver, your kidneys, and then you work your way up so you can remove a lot of those toxins, so that way you can get more into a cellular level. Okay, and so that's why it's really important that we focus on removing some of these toxic ingredients, toxic chemicals that we're exposed to on a daily basis. Okay, all right, so let me pour.
So George, if you use the deodorant and you put charcoal in it, do you wear a white t-shirt?
Yeah, so you'll see that residue on there.
okay.
Yeah. So sometimes I'll wear I like wearing black, and so it just leave, you know. So I just have to like be mindful of that. So sometimes, you know, if I want to use a charcoal one, and then I'll have two different ones. Okay, so have a white one for your light clothing, and then have one for charcoal for the darker clothing. This, you know. All right. All right. So you can smell that. So it's just coconut, baking soda, and arrowroot, and a little bit of lavender. I don't know if you can smell that. Yeah. Awesome. All right. So, and I don't know where to pour the rest of this. Let's see. Let's put it into this.
Here's another one.
Oh, I'm gonna try to remove all this so I can make a toothpaste really quick. I mean, and it's really, a lot of these recipes are really similar. You know, it's just different ratios. And then one of the things, you know, a lot of people say, oh, I don't want to make my own because of, you know, it just takes time and all that stuff. But I know we're such a culture of convenience, and that's where we make a lot of bad choices. So when we look at, you know, toxic foods, you know, why do people eat fast food? Because it's convenient, it's quick. It's not because it's cheap. Because I mean, you go to the fast food restaurant and you take your whole family, you easily spend like $30, and then with that money you could have easily bought a pasture-raised chicken, some organic vegetables, and you made an entire meal. Okay, and that's where you kind of take the time to plan in advance and just be proactive. Okay. All right. So that's okay. So I'm gonna do the toothpaste. So toothpaste is just coconut oil, baking soda, xylitol powder. So xylitol is a sweetener, and so that's an optional. Some people like, you know, they have a little bit of sweetness. Yes, Dr. Jerry. The enamel. Yes, so that's a good point. So strengthen enamel. So I don't have a xylitol, but I might use monk fruit. Okay, so that's another great sweetener too. They can use so monk fruit, and it has a little bit of erythritol. All right, and then it has, and then we'll use like cinnamon, peppermint, and then it does have 20 drops of clove or cinnamon. So that's quite a lot.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. And so I would rate a no on there and probably cut that in half. Okay, that is way too much. I should correct that. Yeah.
It was 2.
Yeah.